This is Vader Reviews. We are honored that you would join us as we discuss the Kenobi series, including the rumored leaked footage of yours truly being totally wizard. In case you haven't heard, the Kenobi series isn't the only film project which will feature some wizard Darth Vader action, however. Yesterday, we successfully completed another exciting lightsaber sequence for our upcoming fan film, Star Wars Fallen Jedi. And as you can see, we don't pull our punches when it comes to the fights. We've been swinging so hard, in fact, my carbon blade snapped in two. This delayed our shooting schedule for about 45 minutes, but fortunately I have the most wizard space dad around, and after some quick thinking on his part, he patched the blade back together again, and we were able to finish the rest of the day. Now, as much as I'm looking forward to seeing Ewan McGregor return as Obi Wan, provided this won't be another Jake Skywalker or Book of Boba Fett situation, I must admit to a little personal bias here, because what I'm most excited for is Hayden Christensen's return as Darth Vader. It's hard to believe it's been 17 years since Revenge of the Sith, and when asked what it was like to don the iconic armor once again, Christensen said, "It's a great honor to get to put that suit on." And I was just really excited to get to come and play Darth Vader at this point in the timeline, because it did feel like a natural continuation of our journey with the character, and that was very meaningful for me. I can personally confirm suiting up in full Vader armor is indeed a wizard feeling. But speaking of wizard, we're coming up on our 4-year anniversary for Vader Reviews on May 11th. So if you're new here, join the Empire today and help us hit that 2,000 subscriber mark. I would also like to take a moment to thank my heroes of the Empire, Scout Trooper Captain Noah Dingley, Admiral John Crawford, and I'm just happy to be a Stormtrooper Adam Jordan, for their donations to the channel. Your generosity and support is greatly appreciated, my friends. You are all a credit to the Empire. Now, according to director Deborah Chow, when asked about the return of Darth Vader for Kenobi, she said, "Obviously Hayden was going to be part of this series, and when he first came onto set for us, it definitely had a very special feeling." Deborah Chow directed what I regard as the best episode of Season 1 of The Mandalorian, Chapter 3, The Sin. And given her aptitude for suspense, intense action, and drama she displayed directing Mando's rescue of Baby Yoda, I'm excited to see how she will helm what is being called the rematch of the century, as Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen cross lightsaber blades once again, for the first time in 17 years. And speaking of their duel, it appears some stolen data tapes have found their way to the interwebs. So roll that beautiful beam footage. Now that's what I like to see. Payback time, Benji. That's what you get for chopping off my arms and legs and turning me into a Kentucky Fried Sith Lord. But let's watch that again. Man, I never get tired of seeing that. But there are a couple things I notice here. One, I'm obviously kicking the crap out of him, as it should be. But also, it looks like we're standing in the middle of a desert. And since we all know how I feel about sand, that might be why I'm clearly in such a bad mood. As strange as it may sound, this desert scene does excite me, however, because it means we're getting more than one Vader scene in this series. Entertainment Weekly released this wizard image of me in my Bacta tank room from Rogue One, and in an interview, Ewan McGregor stated, "I came round the set, and it was just this ring of people standing around. I had the cameras behind me looking down this street, and behind the cameras were 100 people standing there. They're usually in places doing work, not just standing. I couldn't quite work out what was happening. And then Vader comes around the corner, into the street, and I was like, of course." So, we not only have the scene in my castle due to the Bacta tank room, we have the desert fight footage, and Kenobi himself talking about me walking down a street towards him, meaning I might show up a little bit more than originally thought in this show. And you can never have too much Vader in my book. Director Deborah Chow also went on to say, "The first time I saw him in costume and in action, he was beyond me. He's literally almost twice my height, it felt like. It's really intense to have such an iconic character and then to direct him, to do new scenes with him. Now, some people have understandably been a little bit nervous when she said we won't be seeing a fully formed Vader in this series. But she most likely means this will be a younger, more angry Vader than we've seen in the films. Because she said, for us, it's very similar to Obi Wan in the sense that he's in between these two trilogies. So he isn't the New Hope Vader quite yet, you know what I mean? So we are with the character sort of in the middle of this period. It is still Vader, obviously, but it's a Vader that isn't quite as fully formed as a New Hope. So once again, I'd be willing to bet dollars to pesos. She simply means we're going to get a much more raw and angry Darth Vader in this series. And I'm all for that. I just hope they don't cover some of the same ground we cover in our fan film. Because the transition from Anakin to Vader is one of the story points of our upcoming fan film, Fallen Jedi. But what do you think? Are you excited for the Kenobi series? And what did you think of the leaked footage? Comment below and let me know. This has been Vader Reviews. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. And follow me on Twitter, @Vader Reviews. Join the Empire today. You do not yet realize your importance. Share these videos, and together we will rule the internet. And always remember, you don't know the power of the dark side.